Hello everyone, this is Amnesia in the Heezy, also known as Amnesia. This I'm actually pretty excited about. This was posted on Reddit/r/castit, and it is actually part of a pizza tournament. This is I believe they said Gold and Silver League players in the Castit thing. So spawning down here in the bottom left-hand side is going to be DrBoidzerg, and he is going to be of the group Guns and Roaches, which I just casted another game of Fish, who is also in Guns and Roaches. That is one of my favorite team names that I've seen so far in StarCraft. And we saw Fish play last round, and he did get defeated in this last game. But now this is a best of 3, so we're actually going to see 3 games with him in it. I did like Fish's play. It was he was really focused on one base in the last game at least. But that was Laralac Crest, which can be kind of tough to play against Zerg because he's Protoss versus Zerg. So it can be kind of tough to take your natural in that map versus Zerg. But this, he doesn't have to worry about Zerg, and he's got a nice pocket expand. So DrBoidzerg is going to check if that expand has been taken already. Fish taking both of his gases while still in one base, not saturating either of them, which I touched on this strategy a little bit in the last game, but basically he does. Oh my gosh, this probe might be the first casualty. This SCV just going to town. What a brute. Sending 2 probes down here to deal with this one monster SCV, and the SCV just going to take a little bit of a run away there. And he is on the retreat. This one probe going to keep chasing him down, but that SCV has been bruised up a little bit now. I don't think he's going to be trying to thug his way through any probes anymore. But he's keeping one probe from mining, so that it's always a nice small victory. Reaper on the way. He's got his own expansion up, coming out in the natural here. And Fish does really like his one base play, even on this map, which is not all that common. Actually going for a Zealot. How often do you see a Zealot as your first unit in a PvT? Not usually, unless you're being hardcore cheesed, and this guy's not being cheesed at all, but still he's going to go for that Zealot, try to fend off this Reaper, which is making his way across the map. But the Reaper has no intention of using the front door. It looks like he's going straight for the back door. Ooh, just the way I like it. And we do have a Zealot coming out here, a second Zealot. We're just going to go for mass Zealot and overrun the Terran base. I used to do this back in like Wings of Liberty, Heart of the Swarm. I would smurf and just try to build mass Zealots, and I would do it off of a mass expand. So like I would be going against like carriers and stuff and just try to outproduce my opponent. It was kind of interesting. Got kind of boring pretty quickly though. I don't know if anybody's ever made a Smurf account and you're like have this intention like, oh, I'm gonna climb the ladder again. It gets boring really quickly just stomping on like low level players. So I think I ended up abandoning an account or something, because just playing low level players is like fun for 1 or 2 games when you're like, oh haha, I can do anything. But then eventually it gets old. But nice photon overcharge there, does take out this Reaper. So maybe I'm just behind the meta. I don't realize how good Zealots are at taking out Reapers. And we do have Stim being researched here. Looks like we're going for a pretty standard bio-ish play. No, it's going to be a 1-1-1. Nice getting that Stargate up there. Maybe going to start doing some drops, doing some Liberators, because the Liberators are pretty good units mostly versus Protoss, also mostly versus Zerg, and pretty good versus Terran also. So, I mean, it's a very good unit for this matchup. Got some Stalkers out here, some Zealots going for pretty standard composition. Last game we saw Fish neglect to get any observers or ward prisms whatsoever, but he does get an observer really quickly. He's going to go try to scout his opponent. And to be fair, it is also a little bit harder to scout your Terran opponents because they have these obnoxious walls all the time. And one nice thing to do on this map, I haven't been able to pull it off personally because I don't quite not suck. So, but one thing I know a lot of people do on this map is, because Terran players like to wall off this and they take this as their natural, you can do those pylon rushes really easily. Put a pylon here on the low ground or here, and then you just get a couple of free like supply depots. You can push up into their base. You can make them scared and freak out and start screaming about Protoss OP and all that stuff. Fish gonna be moving out here, and he's also gonna be saving up a lot of money for emergency funds later. He's just gonna stack up immortals, because when you're high on money, just fill up those queue lines, you know? Make it so that you never, ever have to build an immortal again, because you've just got it queued up for days and days. We got an observer here seeing that there's no expansion up in the third. He's gonna see this. Oh, he's going to see the Liberator move out there, and he's going to use the Observer to follow it. So he knows the Liberator's on the way. How will he respond to it? He's going to get some Stalkers back home, possibly. Stalkers do pretty well when you're on 3 gates. You can easily warp in. Oh, he's actually on 4 gates. So warp in 4 Stalkers, and that Liberator won't do diddly squat. Because he is choosing to keep the Mothership Core. Where is the Mothership Core, actually? Oh, it is back home. So he's going to pile it up back there. He might want a couple more, though, because these Liberators can get into some obnoxious positions. And getting +1/+1 here. He's going to put some Widow Mines in the back of his base. He's going to be very safe against drops. It looks like what his main concern is. And look at that, going into Liberation mode, and there's not even a base there. Whoopsies! Got an Observer up here. He sees what the defense he's working with is. He's not quite putting on the pressure yet, but now this Liberator is in range. He's just going to start picking off probes. 2, 3, 4, 5. He's sitting right onto this pylon. Come on, Fish. He's going to be focusing on his own aggression there. He did take out a supply depot, second supply depot falling, but these Zealots have been separated from their army. Oh my god, this Liberator. 13 kills. Do something, Mothership Core. And Fish, unfortunately, letting his units get separated there, so the Zealots are getting taken out by the Marines. But slowly but surely, I guess the Marines are getting their shots off. So now, Fish moving into the mineral line of his opponent. We did hear a Widow Mine unburrow there, and he's going to try to get close up here. SCV's taking out a Zealot. It's huge victory there. These SCVs are brutes, man. The way that DrBoidzerg plays this game, I don't know why he builds anything but SCVs. And meanwhile, this Liberator still 13 kills, just hanging tight, doing lots of work. And luckily, this Observer's there, so he's going to take out that Widow Mine. More SCVs are following. We've got a couple of Marines here to help out. And it looks like, I don't think this aggression could possibly win the game right now, but he is doing a lot of damage. Taking a look at workers killed, it's pretty tied up. And that number will keep swinging into to Fish's favor here, but it really has to because he's only on 1 base. Taking a look at the income tab, we have 25 workers to 9, so Fish is pretty all in right here. I can't imagine that he even has money to produce any more things. There's the Photon Overcharge. Finally, that Liberator gets taken out. We can start mining again. Nice for Fish that he doesn't have to worry about expanding anytime soon because he's just like running out of units. I mean, he doesn't have any probes in his main, so he has to resaturate that before he worries about a natural. And these Marines will get taken out. He's really careful not to step into these liberation zones. Bunker going down in the mineral line. Boidzerg is in crisis management mode. He's doing a pretty good job of it. And cute Marine legs running around, half a body. Ooh, and these Liberators just going to keep trying to zone out here. These Stalkers can take out one of them if they get behind it. Nice, nice, nice move behind him. And there we go, focusing on some of the Marines. And there we go, focusing down on the Liberators as well. Get it, get it, get it. It's so close. Nobody in this bunker yet. Oh, can you get it? No, he cannot. He's going to move away because these Liberators are in a nice position back in the corner here. And Boidzerg has to find a way that all his production isn't going to get taken out because that's really what Fish is doing right now. He's limiting the production capabilities. He's still got a way better economy. Look at this money. He doesn't even need units. I mean, he doesn't even need workers right now. He's just got so much money saved up. But he can't really do anything about it. He's worrying about these 2 Liberators, and that's all that he really has, and he has to win the game somehow with 2 Liberators. Not possible. If you're new to the StarCraft scene and you aren't sure what Liberators are capable of, they're capable of a whole lot, but ending the game, not one of them there. You can just see Fish is just going to keep walking around, staying out of the range of them, and now he can go work on the workers. So I think this game now it's just a matter of time before Fish wins, but Boidzerg is actually just going to go take another base somewhere. Not a bad idea. I mean, if he's having trouble zoning this out, he doesn't have any production, he's just going to need to set up base camp somewhere else. I think at the same time, though, this SCV should be building some, like, barracks, because I think just a lot of bio will win this for him. And the SCV is trying to get away, but most of them will get taken out. 4 survivors, and even 2 more, so he's got... I mean, the worker count's now 12 to 10 in favor of Protoss. Fish bringing it back, but he is going to mine out this main fairly quickly if he ever gets enough workers on there, so... really, I think that these guys should set up a little bit of a treaty, start exchanging resources. Look at all this gas. Fish doesn't need that much gas, but he does need minerals. Look at all these minerals. Boidzerg doesn't need these many minerals, but he does need gas. I don't know, I think peace is always the right answer, you know. You can always come to an amicable solution. But these guys, look at these bloodthirsty immortals just picking apart everything. They don't want any treaties. Oh, that brave Zealot going in for that bunker there and does get taken out. I do love the animation, too, for the Liberators to just... big laser, taking the stuff out. Oh, look at that. When you've got Zealots and Immortals, your arch nemesis is things that fly. Look at this. These silly SCVs trying to rebuild their infrastructure in the base here. It does cancel that. Good on him. He's going to just try to lock these units in here, but more stalkers show up. And Boidzerg taps out. I don't know. I think that he probably could have done something with these hidden bases up here if he would have focused more on developing this base instead of trying to rebuild it in his main that's being ransacked. But nice job, Fish. Way to go. Way to not give up. Way to not focus too much on being harassed. I mean, he just was like, fine, kill my probes. I'll just kill your base. Killing it, Fish. So we're now up 1-0. Fish versus DrBoidzerg for the grand prize of a pizza. So we'll be heading into game number 2, and I'll see you guys shortly.